welcome to my new studio. What's up guys, it's 5k Beats here. So you probably already know the topic of this video from the title of it, but if you don't, today we're gonna talk about if you should upgrade your studio or not. I know it's a bit strange because I just upgraded my studio as you saw in the montage before, and now I'm gonna tell you if you should do it or not, but I'm gonna explain to you why I did it and if it's worth for your needs or not. So in today's video we're gonna talk about 3 essential questions you should ask yourself to make sure that your studio upgrade is worth it or not. I asked myself these questions personally, and I'm gonna explain you the questions and why you should ask them for yourself. So the first question you should ask yourself is if you really need a studio upgrade. Will it benefit you in any sort of way for your goal as a producer or not? So my main upgrades were my studio monitors and my interface. And for myself, I can say yes, I definitely benefited from these 2 upgrades a lot. So let me explain you how I got to this question before we continue. So a friend of mine came by one day for a studio session. So he's already used to work in a studio well treated with a mixing engineer in place. So he knows a lot of his stuff that he's talking about. So after the session is done, he looked by me and said, "Bro, sorry, but don't take it the wrong way, but you definitely need new speakers." I asked himself, well, does that really make a lot of difference in anything because it's just a bedroom and so on? But he said, yes, it really does. Yes, trust me, you really need better speakers. And I was wondered because I asked myself this question a lot. Do I really need it for mixing and everything? After he went back home, I asked myself this question if this really was worth it, the investment. And after speaking to a mixing engineer, mastering engineer and some other high tier producers, they all said the same thing. Invest in your craft so your craft can get better and you can make more money of it. Invested in some studio speakers that can afford my budget, an interface that I could afford my budget, and the journey started. So really you should analyze yourself and start doing some investment in some sort of way, because as I know, before you can make any money in any sort of way as a music producer, you will have to invest some of it beforehand. So this will lead me to the second question I asked myself, if this is really worth it or not, and this is to determine my budget. I mean, budget is everything. If you have a good budget, you can afford yourself better stuff, but you need to determine the budget. What is a high tier price? What is a low tier price? What is good quality? What is worth the price quality difference and everything like that? So really have to determine your budget, make your research and see what you can afford with it. Let me give you an example. The standing desk right here usually costs around $1,300. But at the end, I could afford it for only $400. I know it's a lot of money, but the price difference between $1,300 and $400 is big. How could I get this for this price? The answer is quite simple. The main component of the standing desk was the frame out of it, because this alone costed $400. So now I thought if I just buy the frame and put a massive plate on it, on top of it, it will be much cheaper because I didn't buy the entire stuff but just a part of it. So I made my research, I added some things up, and at the end it just costed like $450. So what I want to say is, make your research, see what is good for you, what isn't, see what works, what doesn't, and see if you can get a cheap price without sacrificing any quality. If it's needed, get some used stuff before you get some new, because it will be much cheaper. And finally, the last question that I asked myself, and I think you should too, if this really is the right investment for you as a music producer. As a music producer and content creator on social media such as Instagram, if you don't follow me on social media, follow me right here, is my setup. So I show my setup in every video that I make, as you can see. So a studio upgrade will benefit me and my presence on social media a lot. But maybe you're a producer trying to chase placements and working with bigger artists. For that purpose, you don't really need a big studio upgrade. For that purpose, you just need your computer, headphones for the mixing. So in that case, I would rather invest in some marketing skills or even better plugins, VSTs or laptops, so you can make your craft even better. So determine your goal as a producer, what you want to achieve with it, and make your decision based on that. If your goal is to chase placements, you don't really need a big studio upgrade. If you have a social media presence as I do, the studio upgrade was a quite good investment. I know it's really nice to look at it, well, I got a big home studio and everything like that, but you're gonna save a lot of money, you can reinvest in other stuff, and it will be a much smarter decision to do it that way. So make clear what your goal as a music producer are and go for it that way. So nevertheless, I would always invest in some other stuff such as marketing skills, making better beats, making better melodies, some skills that are really high tier and are really worth it for the rest of your life. So really invest in your other craft as well, not only the equipment, because at the end of the day, your skills are the best investment. So I hope this video could help you. I hope you couldn't get any value out of it. So leave a like, leave a comment, share this video with your friends, and let's see each other in the next one, guys. Bye.